when I appeared as a child. My speech, mindset, and soul reflected immaturity and innocence. As I grew into adulthood, I left behind my childlike side.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with us.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the harmony to the best of my ability. However, I made a mistake yesterday. While I was preparing dinner for the family head, I accidentally dropped a prepared dish on the floor. Out of laziness, I lied and claimed that everything was ready. Although the head has dismissed me as punishment, it has been tough to sleep with the guilt still gnawing at me, as I worried that the seeds of evilness may have taken root in my soul. So, I confess to you now, to seek atonement for my sins.
Do you sincerely repent and vow to change your ways?
Yes.
Have you examined your soul and confessed all your sins?
Oh, yes.
Are you willing to accept the process of atonement?
Yes.
Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family, and you shall be reinstated among them. Now, please, leave in peace.
Oh, praise Shipe. And thank you, esteemed advocate.
Next, please step forward.
I wholeheartedly confess to you. Please, pardon my sins.
Rest assured, I have implored their presence to be with us. As long as you are sincere, absolution will be granted.
Oh, great. You know, I arrived in PENACONY as a stowaway. I sold everything to get a ticket. My house, my land, and my
I see. Please, go on.
My children were starving. And I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became slaves here. If I can strike it rich here, I'll live them. But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could bring my kids here. It was all my fault.
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. You don't need to live in fear.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to redeem my children.
Next, please step forward.
Hey! Long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most esteemed individual in PENACONY. And the next...
I have sought their presence with us. Let us proceed.
Sure. Let's just get this over with. I have sinned. Please forgive me. That's it. Nothing more. Can we wrap this up?
Do you seek to atone for your sins through good...
My sins? Starting to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. Neither the family nor you have the... You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself, Featherbrain. Those dream chasers might be fooled by your act. But don't... Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? and your power. What makes... Well, I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and, don't make me regret my investments in you.
Oh, revered triple-faced soul, hear my doubts. Who can judge the strong when their power hides their crimes? Who can vouch for the weak when they will pay any price to survive? Who can comfort the purest souls when even they get led astray? If the strong defending the weak is truly the foundation of paradise, then who is responsible for the suffering and anguish in this wretched world?
Brother? Brother? Brother, are you all right?
I'm fine. I've been working long hours, and I just made a trip to Dreamflux Reef and back. So, I'm a bit out of sorts. But it'll all be over before we know it.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused you.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread joy and harmony across the cosmos. But now that we know the truth, I'm afraid we'll have to cancel it.
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so... we'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master. I'm sure he'll understand, even if the negotiation does not go smoothly. I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chord Master, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance.
I'm relieved to see your determination. You know, since arriving in PENACONY, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is...
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But, given the urgency of the situation...
Perhaps he'll be the first guest to meet the Dream Master in years, Mr. Yang.
Let's hope we can reach a consensus that satisfies everyone.
Indeed. Let us hope so.
It's about time. We'll have to get ready for the meeting. I apologize for any inconvenience caused by the urge.
Don't worry. I'll be waiting here.
It's Mr. Sunday! Hey! Mr. Sunday. Hey there! Okay, see the moon in the sky? It's about the size. If I just reached out...
The moon?
Yeah. Look at me. I've been away, but it's no big deal. The Grand Theater here looks much better than... They told me not to sell everything I had, just to come...
Selling everything you had? Why would you...
Why? Can't you see? Life back home is It's better to be here at PENACONY. No pain, no worries about tomorrow, just sweet dreams. You can do whatever you want. That's what I call living. Yeah, now this...
Is this...
Huh? What did you say, young lady?
Oh, it's nothing, sir. You see, the traffic on Glock's Avenue can be dangerous. How about I ask a Bloodhound family member to escort you to Ideen Park?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. See you around, Mr. Sunday, and...
What's up, sister?
This is the land of the dreams. But why do they... The man we ran into... Even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions. But for him, they're the only way to survive.
I suppose you have a point. But in my...
Why do you say that?
You think that man is not actually living, but that's not quite accurate. Even without... People believe they have a predetermined value to fulfill. Gaining value means gaining power, and those deemed worth. However, value doesn't come out of thin air, and there's a limit to it. To accumulate value, people have to take from others. So...
Are you suggesting that this is...
Exactly. But, ironically, people don't think there's anything wrong with it, because they uphold the illusory notion of self-value, and even the weak believe in it. The survival of the fittest. That's where all the tragedies in the world come from. People come to the sweet dream in PENACONY to escape from that reality and find solace. No tragedies exist here, only happiness, although in its nascent form. Isn't that the same paradise we yearn for in our dreams?
Perhaps that man is just an exception. Let's not jump to conclusions. We should experience the dreamscape ourselves.
Yes. Seeing is believing. I'll accompany you.
Glad to meet you again, Robin. How are the preparations for the...
It's going smoothly.
You're too kind, Robin. It's a pleasure to have guests from all over the...
I can't stand being lonely or bored, so this droop...
But if this went on forever, would it get...
Not at all. Oh, every day you get to wear fancy clothes, explore all sorts of dream bubbles, indulge in delicious food without gaining weight.
But you know that only a few things can be brought back from the dreamscape.
That's exactly why I don't plan on bringing anything back. Just enjoying the dream itself is good enough for me. I mean, I'm not one of those long-living species. I only have around 60, or only in this sweet dream can I truly feel like I'm in control of my life and fate. Ooh. And I wish you a fantastic performance, Robin! I'm off to the Blue Hour for the ball. See you later.
Seems like that guest's perspective didn't resonate.
She had a valid point. And I could sense her genuine happiness.
What you're trying to say is, she thinks she's in control of her life. But in reality, she's just...
Well, she did make mention of being able to afford a room.
However, the paradise in our dream...
No. And the paradise we yearn for... shouldn't... The scenery in this dreamscape is truly breathtaking, isn't it?
Oh, Robin. Can't believe I meet... You're right. Even though time stands still in this dreamscape, it always feels...
A philosophical mind.
Oh, not at all, no. With little time left, I yearn for meaningful conversations. Especially...
It's my pleasure. No need to be formal. Just speak your mind. You said, with little time.
Yeah. I was part of a war, and while escaping from the Sarkosian mothership, I got exposed, and then all my comrades died, and my hometown was wiped out by a neutron bomb.
How heart-wrenching.
They have, and I'm truly grateful for that. They provided me with a comfortable room. Most of my physical body is now in the dream pool, sustained by life support. The me you see here is whole, rational, and no dip in true appearance. Huh?
So, you'll be living forever?
Just being able to live at all is good enough for me. Whether it's in this dreamscape or not, well, my world has been torn apart. and my life could end any second. So, even if this whole place is an illusion, it's still my paradise, and I'll treasure every moment I spend. How I envy those everlasting things.
That old man's story. It's so tragic.
That's precisely why this sweet dream in Penacony.
However, even this sweet dream has its limitations.
There will be a way out. Penacony.
Look what we have here. A lovely young lady. Wait, is that me? Brother, what a surprise to see you again.
Show yourself. Your trick won't work on us.
I've heard that a skilled mass fool received an invitation too. That must be you, right? Did you enjoy yourself?
Barely. The people here are way too gullible. A little bait is all it takes for them to bite. And they run away at the slightest hint of danger. In other words, they're naive and cowardly.
Now that you've had your fill, it'd be wise to leave before it's too late. The music of the harm...
What? Now that you have the real Robin, I'm useless? Oh, how disheartening. You should be thanking me. Because if it weren't for me cleaning up this mess...
That was a personal request from the head of the Iris family, and it has nothing to do with us.
The Charmony Festival? I don't care what you're thinking, chicken wing boy. But I'm pretty sure our lovely Robin won't be appearing on stage. After all, Penacony, the land of the dream.
Stop it.
What's the rush, chicken wing boy?
Our paradise is none of your concern, masked fool. Leave now, or the family won't tolerate you anymore.
All right. I'll go. But do you really believe those living in dreams can escape pain and... Well, I've done my part. And now I'm simply here. The last 2 gifts for both of you. And don't lose them. If by some unfortunate chance the charm... And it'll be thrilling.
I heard a raven cawing in the distance. It seems the Dream Master will arrive soon. Let's wait here for the Dream Master to arrive.
Okay. By the way, brother, I heard you no longer have a sweet tooth. Back when we were kids, you used to steal my desserts. Seems like a lot has changed during my absence.
Well, someone has to stay awake even the...
But that someone doesn't have to be you, or anyone in particular. You're carrying the paradise in our dreams. Penacony is nothing more than a dream. It can't erase the worries and pain of reality.
Remember the old man we met earlier?
That might be true, but... even without Penacony, he could have chosen another path. That path may have been more ordinary and challenging. But now, he is receiving hospice. Is Penacony granting these people a future? Or is it taking...
Well, don't forget this. Not everyone really has a future. The future for humanity is like the sky for birds. People mistakenly believe that flight is inherent to birds because they've never witnessed those birds crashing to their death. Do you remember how we took in that little Charmony dove when we were young?
Yeah. We took care of it. Provided food and water, groomed its feathers. And later, when I decided to leave Penacony,
Well, I didn't mention what happened to it in my letters, because I didn't want to. Shortly after you left, it crashed to its death right in front of your...
I had surmised as much. I knew you wouldn't have avoided mentioning the bird for no reason. To Despite that unfortunate outcome, I still believe it was the right decision. Birds aren't meant to spend their lives in cages. They belong in the sky, even if they can't fly.
But here's the thing. If there are birds in this world that can never fly, can we really assert that they belong in the sky?
Are you implying that the same goes for humans too?
Let's take the Astral Express as an example. The Nameless made tremendous efforts to bridge worlds, gaining fame across the universe. However, only a few. That's because the pursuit of the Trailblaze exceeds the capabilities of ordinary humans. Otherwise, why would this path be filled with broken rails, an abandoned express, and even a fallen Eon?
That's just sophistry. If that were true, then only the powerful would have the right to determine the future.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. Another name for the future is self-value. While this world has its fair share of heroes who inspire people and garner admiration for their heroic deeds, the majority of ordinary people will never become heroes in their... Some are born weak and vulnerable. Some find themselves trapped in unfortunate circumstances. Some fall victim to malice and cowardice. When it comes to survival, everyone is equal. And the weak can only watch as their value gets constantly diminished by
That's why we should care for the weak and support them as if their suffering were our own. That's what the Odes of Harmony have always taught us.
While the Harmony holds noble aspirations, the strong will always be strong, and the weak will always be weak. Even in this carefree dream. Human nature contains greatness, but it also harbors inherent weaknesses that can't be eradicated. In the end, if people can't even secure their own survival, they won't care about the illusory future of equality. As long as the law of survival of the fittest prevails, there will always be fledglings crashing to their death.
But if people don't live for the future, do they merely exist for survival? If even you, my brother, don't believe that the Harmony will save the weak, then which Eon can make our
People often forget that when the first bird took flight, the entire world envisioned a future where no more fledglings would ever crash to their death.
Are you reading, sister? What are you reading?
Mr. Gopherwood gave me a picture book. It's about the story of the If I could become a Chord Master, I'd like to summon... Dominicus, the Harmonious Choir. I want to sing with everyone and spread our wishes so that all can feel...
I see.
Don't you have a wish of your own, brother?
Of course I do. It's just that it includes your wish and everyone else's. I long for a true paradise where everyone can find...
Then, let's build a stage there and invite everyone to our performance so that both our wishes come true through the power of the Harmonious Choir.
It's a deal then.
Yeah, it's a deal. But how can I become a Chord Master?
Maybe you will have to become a star first.
You're back sooner than I thought. Any results?
Yes. And now, it's up to us to forge ahead.
Since he's already carried out his last wish, my final mission is complete. But pardon me if I sound curt. It's good to have determination. The path Mikhail left for you is not an easy one to tread. Why else would he have chosen to sleep in solitude, staking everything on some nameless in the future? But you have the numbers, and in numbers comes strength. So that might just delay your inevitable a little more.
Got any more encouraging words?
As I see it, relying on Welt's negotiations alone is far from enough. Regardless of whether the other party will be compliant, negotiating simply allows us to meet them as equals and won't grant us an upper hand. PENACONY is our rival's home turf, and we already have very few chips left to play with. Rather than idly sit around while the family's got us blocked off, an offensive approach might be a wiser course of action. We're more familiar with the Stellaron's properties than most, and since it's the key to stabilizing the sweet dream, it's vital to the family's interests. By attacking their core interests, they're bound to retaliate hastily. And as the saying goes, haste makes waste.
That's right. As long as we pose a threat to the Stellaron, either with words or otherwise, we have a chance at gaining the upper hand. But the problem is, on the eve of the Charmony Festival opening, how exactly are we going to get close to the theater? Family security will be airtight, and if we brute force it, even if we succeed, it's too risky.
So, no one's gonna say anything? Then I'll raise my hand. I know the answer to this question. Why are you speaking like the General of the Law Fu? So, I heard that before the Charmony Festival begins, there'll be a pageant to kick off the festival. It's called the Soul Glad TM Festivity Auditions, or something, and it's going to be held in the moment of Scorch Sand. As long as we clinch the top spot, we'll be able to attain the title of Festive Superstar, and be able to personally bask in the graces of Miss Robin. Not that that's important. What's crucial is that we can enter the Grand Theater before the audience arrives.
So, how do we go about participating in these festivity auditions?
I've already procured special invite tickets from Miss Robin's fan club. To tell you the truth, I had been preparing to join the auditions all along, but now it looks like even if I scrape through, I probably still won't have the chance to shake Miss Robin's hand.
So they're still running this thing, huh? It was originally just a publicity stunt, set up by Mikhail to drum up attention. But it looks like it might be worth a shot.
We'll follow Marge's plan. Mr. Gallagher, will you be joining us?
I'm afraid I won't have the time. As a virtual character, I've already completed my final mission. Whether PENACONY can awaken from this dream is all down to you.
Should we ever cross paths again? I'd love for you to visit the Express.
All right. I'll have to add to that databank of yours you've got on the Express.
And Miss Firefly, we thank you for all your support. We're faced with a formidable enemy. As long as the Astral Express and Stellaron Hunter's objectives are aligned, we're willing to cooperate with you.
We've already come this far together. I'd like to join you for the rest of your journey on PENACONY. I'm pleased that we can finally fight shoulder to shoulder. I couldn't ask for a better ending.
This is also the spirit of the Trailblaze. Now everyone, let's prepare to move out.
What are you hoping to—
As the last group of contestants, how confident are you in overcoming all of the challenges?
Would you be open to a brief exclusive interview with
Your journey is long and fraught with peril, yet under a sky blanketed.
the sword and rose? Protect the beauty. The beauty, the beauty.
A knight's head is hard as steel. Brother Lance's focus is stubborn as a heel. We don't all have to be winners, but if we don't have fun, we'd all be sinners.
People are pouring in. Kinda feels like all sorts of baddies are showing up. Let's get in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make way. Make.
Coming towards us now is one of PENACONY's top 10 wealthiest tycoons and the Soul-Glad business.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the director of Soul-Glad's factory, Hydeen Leader.
Hello, everybody. I'm Himiko.
Don't you guys need to hide your... Can't hide it anyways. PENACONY is plastered with our posters. And because the Astral Express is so well known, the family will... hello, everyone! I'm March 7th.
Hello, everyone. I'm Firefly.
So it's a bunch of nameless guests. This final face-off is bound to be spectacular.
This place is buzzing.
That's right. This event is a miniature representation of that time known as the era filled with boundless possibilities. Nameless, your arrival reminds me of the grand occasion when PENACONY was first established. I was still a young, bright-eyed lad back then, lured here by the watchmaker's ads, full of zeal, and once, during a particularly grueling day, I passed out and was resuscitated by a drink from Mr. Suicide. That sweet taste has since been etched in my mind, and that was what the dream-chasing era was truly a wondrous time. Oh, I miss those days, and the watchmaker. Scorched Sand Hall is I wholeheartedly hope you make it to the finish, and emerge as the next superstars of PENACONY. Now then, is there anything you'd like to say before the competition opens? That's the trailblazing spirit. How about you, Miss March?
Hello, everyone! Next up, get ready for the Mega March 7th adventure, where...
Trailblazing into the uncharted and challenging the limits. That's Miss March 7th for you.
I hope that by the end of this journey, everyone will have achieved the outcome.
Ah, a wonderful wish. Miss Himiko, what are you expecting from your...
Safety first, everybody.
Simple words waiting for you are 3 stages, each connected to that era. The first 2 stages offer 2 distinct paths to choose from. With the and, in the last stage, you will face off against a champion who has defended the title to Those Are the Rules. Simple. Everyone clear? Now, I hereby announce that the 33rd Scorched Sand Festival of the 20th season...
Everyone, as the Charmony Festival is drawing closer, we must reach the end as quickly as possible. Factoring in efficiency and safety, March and I haven't known Miss Firefly for too long and aren't overly familiar with her. It'd probably be
Fine by me.
We'll split into the assigned groups then. Let's not waste time.
Welcome to the first stage of Soul Glad Enterprises' 33rd Scorched Sand Festival of the 20th season. Dream play in the School of Acting Challenge. You have to complete 3 performances from 3 scripts and move the panel judges. In the School of Action Challenge, you have to defeat 3 groups of enemies convincingly and reach the end. Now, make your choice.
The champion's crown awaits you on the stage. Welcome to the Arena of Action Stars. Please.
Competitors, allow me to introduce the rules of this challenge. There are a total of 3 stages up ahead, each with their own challenges. The enemies you will contend against are antagonists from the film Once Upon a Time in Dreams. Defeat them swiftly, and it's worth mentioning that the fastest time for this stage was achieved by a contestant with fiery red hair. Astoundingly, he overcame all enemies across the 3 stages in only...
Time is of the essence.
Contestants, you are about to confront the monsters of the Prime as dream chasers who've come to PENACONY, defeating...
All the Soul Glad is up.
Free will, or was it fate? Still waters of liquid.
Leave it to me.
I weep for the departed. It's impossible.
Soul Glad.
Pretty simple.